Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here and welcome to another video. Today's going to be a reaction video. It's going to be a long video today of a video that a person I've known for a while in the community, Stallion's video. So I just have his Twitter up on the screen for you guys to be able to follow him because he's a really cool guy, really nice guy. So be sure to give him a follow whenever you guys can. This is the video that he made, so you'll be able to get the link for that as well for the live video. But today we're going to be doing a reaction slash thoughts based off of the stuff that he's saying. We are going to be doing a podcast on this maybe tomorrow. It depends on how our schedules kind of like join together in that during that time frame. But I'm going to be giving my live reaction for this video right now, and then basically the way that the discussion will be had whenever I do the podcast with him is I want him to bring up the points because as you guys know with the podcast in the past when we made those videos, we did the podcast, but at some point I reached a point where the same things were kind of being said. So we want to kind of like change it up a little bit and talk about some different things. So I want him to lead that discussion whenever we do have it. But today we're going to be doing a reaction for this video. I'm not going to pause it as much because it is an hour and 9 minutes long. So I am down to watch that long because, as you guys know, these videos are appreciated because there's not that many people in this community that makes these types of videos, especially long ones like this. So I'm definitely going to check it out right now. So let's get started.
And welcome to this video. That is indeed a picture of my dog lying on his back, exposing his derpy face. Now that I have your attention, this video is going to be pretty much based around my experience of FIFA 19, and it's going to be pretty much a culmination of all my thoughts this year. A state of FIFA 19 video, if you will. So this weekend I played in the eChampions League online qualifiers in Europe. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a FIFA player who has been verified pretty much from the get-go of FIFA 19. Now, what does it mean to be FUT Champions verified? It means that once you hit a 27-3 at least in FUT Champions, you become FUT Champions verified, which means you then become eligible to participate in online tournaments, qualifiers that are for all pro events from FUT Champions Cups to licensed qualifier events, and then the most recent one being the eChampions League qualifier. So I participated despite not playing pretty much any of the last ones from the past couple of months simply because I was unhappy with the game, but I thought this was a good opportunity to gather some footage and make another video. Again, if you didn't know, I have made other videos in the past with feedback on gameplay aspects of FIFA 19. I made a video about passing, an aspect of FIFA which is not talked about enough, the assistance in it.
That's true.
The trajectories, the lifted passes. I made a video about shooting, something that pretty much everyone talks about. Made a video on offensive AI, something that I've never seen anyone talk about in a video format until I made a video showing the AI runs of FIFA 17 and how amazing they were, and how it's mind-boggling that in FIFA 18 and 19 we have regressed so much in that regards. Anyways, today's main topics after me playing the eChampions League are as follows. I want to talk about, well, first of all, let me tell you how I'm going to present to you these clips. Basically, each online qualifier, the format is the same. It's a Swiss-style format. If you don't know what that means, basically everyone who is eligible to play and everyone who has signed up for the qualifier, they are on this website where they check in. And once you check in, your first match is going to be random. You're going to be paired with someone at random. And every person you play, you're going to play them in a best of 2. So in your first game, say you get your first opponent. His name is Bob. You play Bob and you play a best of 2 and you beat him. You're now 1-0. So your next opponent is going to be someone else who is 1-0, and so on and so forth. So you always play someone who has the same record as you. So it gets progressively harder in theory. And it's a grueling format. You never go into extra time. Even if the score is tied, you quit the game, you start your next game, and if the score is tied after 2 games, you play a third game fresh in a golden goal format. All right, so that's how it went. And for this most recent one, basically you had to get 7 wins and 3 losses. The moment you got your 4th loss, you'd be knocked out. Okay, so now that you know that, pretty much I'm going to show you chronologically the games that I played, right? And from every from every game I played, I clipped something that was wrong. And these things that I deemed wrong vary from glitchy and broken situations, instances of assisted passing or poor interceptions, or manual tackling being punished, or poor offensive AI, or broken skill moves. I mean, El Tornado and La Croqueta, two things that you'll see why I believe should just not be in the game. Or playing off of randomness. Professional players, competitive players are trained to play off of randomness, the RNG, because that's what's being rewarded. You know, they're trained to make bad decisions because they know that the RNG may favor them in those instances. And then, of course, we're going to see a lot of things that show how mistakes are not held accountable. You can pass into someone 17 times and get the ball back, which means you are not held accountable for any mistakes that you make in your build-up play because the ball is just going to come back to you. You're not held accountable for a bad shot because it's going to go through someone's legs, etc. That sort of stuff. Now, I know I said I would show the games chronologically. So in theory, I should be showing you my first game, my first series, my first best of 2, and then game 1. But as you can see, we're going to go straight to round 5, game 1. So after round 5, game 1 will be the second game, and then I'll show you guys round 6. And the reason is these last 2 series were an abomination, to say the least. I think I'd rather start off with a bang, and then I'll show you guys the rest in chronological order. But it's still going to be in chronological order in the context of its own match. But know that this was the 5th best of 2 of the day. So at this point on, my record in Swiss style was 3 wins and 1 loss. So I was playing someone else who was also 3 wins and 1 loss in the 5th round. This was his team. And that's it. Now I'm just going to go in chronological order of clips that happened throughout the match, and we're going to take it from there. First clip you see, he does an El Tornado. So obviously from the get-go, we see that, okay, it's not a goal, but what's the point here? The point here is that the best players in Europe, at least, you know, Elite 1 caliber players at least, deem this as a viable way to score. This is not okay. The El Tornado is overpowered in the sense that it's too easy to perform a cross after it. It's too easy to shoot. As you can see, shots are way too accurate. But most importantly,
he's right, because the El Tornado in real life, when I think it was, who was the one that did the El Tornado? Was it? I don't remember who did the El Tornado. From the volley, it's just stupid. Like,
the mechanic itself acts as a burba spin in the sense that it twists, it turns your body around, it allows you to shield off someone else. And also the way the ball bounces up allows you to sometimes go through opponents, and I have examples to show that. So, you know, from the get-go, this is not a goal, but I already knew the type of player this guy was to abuse these types of mechanics.
If he greens that, it's a goal.
So I knew I was in for a ride, and I was right. Now in this clip, we show, you know, FIFA 19, a big issue, in my opinion. Dribbling is really bad. You know, everyone complains about defensive AI.
That's the dribbling mechanic that I really hate. I really hate that dribbling mechanic.
And it's a huge problem, but a reason it's so hard to break down defensive AI is because dribbling is horrific in this game. Look at Eusebio. I perform a drag back, and off no pressure, he does this animation. That animation itself where he hesitates and he stumbles, it means dribbling and left stick dribbling is horrible, which makes it hard to get through tight spaces, which makes defensive AI even more OP indirectly. Right? Next clip. You already know he's going
to do it, yeah.
An El Tornado. And here, this proves my point that an El Tornado pretty much acts like a burba spin, or one of those skill moves where you turn around. Because he doesn't even do a cross or a shot after this. He uses it solely to get around. And the weird trajectory makes it weird for my Militao to do anything about it. And even though this tackle right here that I make here is not that bad, the trajectory of the ball, it's bouncing, it's a mess, it's RNG, and I don't get the ball. He gets through luckily. He does a horrible pass into my Alexandro. Guess what? It doesn't matter. You're not held accountable for your mistakes in FIFA 19. Ball bounces back, ends up, and he has an Mbappe chance, which it's not a goal, but it's a shot. It's a shot of the stat sheet. And how many times you see people, oh look, I had 15 shots on target and I didn't win. And you're thinking, well, in previous years I would have been much more, you know, understanding, empathetic. Nowadays I'm like, unless I see clips of what you did,
I say the exact same thing. It's all about the quality rather than the quantity. Of course, absolutely.
Don't feel bad for you, because for all I know, you have 15 undeserved shots. That was an undeserved shot that we just saw. This one, my opponent is playing off of RNG, like I said, of the many issues I talked. playing off of randomness. This cross, there's nothing on.
No.
There's nothing on, and because nothing's on, he's like, whatever. I'm just gonna cross it. And it's okay. It's normal that sometimes this plays out fine, right? But this is a common occurrence in FIFA 19. Playing off of randomness is not random, if that makes sense. It's actually very effective. So he ends up having a half chance with that bicycle kick right here, right? We proceed. Bad touch.
You have bad gameplay.
Is dribbling horrible in the sense that any pressure, like I showed previously.
Previous years, the way to test bad and good gameplay was to do a driven pass, touch, and then instant control afterwards. His Nedved, who is as a Nedved, does this touch because the gameplay's crap.
Will cause the dribbler to hesitate and do an animation where he loses the ball or makes him an easy target. Touches are horrible. I like that driven passes were nerfed from FIFA 18. I like it. But this is a wide open driven pass. It's not even that long. He has no pressure on him. Again, easy driven pass. I'm holding L2. I'm doing the whole shebang. And look at that touch. I'm trying to vary my play. I'm trying to vary the speed and the tempo of my play. Do a driven pass here and a normal pass here. Variance. But I can't because that's the touch I get. And I lose possession. Here, a little bit of a fast forward to show you how long it can take someone to break someone down. Right? And you don't get anything out of it because, AI dropping back is good. Dribbling is bad. So the combination of the two makes it really hard to break down unless you're on a counter. And then in 2 passes...
It's more balanced when the gameplay is good because then your dribbling is actually good, right? And that's why I keep saying it, the good and bad gameplay is a very big issue, right? Because if you have good gameplay and the dribbling is fast and responsive, you can open up the space a little bit better. But in his gameplay, from his Pavel Nedved touch, you can tell that his dribbling isn't going to be very good, and that's not going to be balanced against a very strong defensive AI. Like I said, that's why when I used to stream a lot in this game, I used to tell people, like, it wasn't even a toxicity thing. I used to tell people, like, people genuinely think they are good at playing this game. This is the most game, and I said this like very long ago. The video where I'm like, this a FIFA rants. Very first videos. It was out in October. I was like, this is the most game abusive mechanic game I've ever played in my life, and it stayed like that because the stuff that they've changed wasn't like very significant to the overpowered stuff in the game.
After I lose possession. It takes 1 and 2 passes. He's on the wing, and that's all he has to do. Because from then on,
does he just cross it? Of course,
he does an alternado
garbage.
Cross.
And does he score it?
To Messi.
Trash.
That's right, Messi. I don't care if it's Team of the Year Messi.
That's trash. That's garbage.
It is Lionel Messi on the second post on a cross where he's not even thinking, he's not even calculating or timing.
No,
all he knows
it's just an overpass. It's just if you do this mechanic specifically, I look down upon you 100%. You've sold your soul for the win in the game. I think so. For me, I do. I have never attempted this once. Finesse shots, I understand, because everyone had to do finesse shots, because at least you had the goalie movement and stuff, right? But if you do this, I look down upon you a lot.
Do an alternado into a cross, and it will...
This is absolutely garbage. Like, I don't know. Like, I get it. You're playing competitive. You have to use all the competitive things, but you are selling your soul playing this game doing this.
There's nothing to say about this. It's laughable. And so I'm 1-0 down in the first leg. Here, assisted pass.
And he's also abusing defensive AI because he has a bunch of people back there, low depth, blah, blah, blah.
Right? I'm trying to get the ball back. I'm trying to do 2 things at once here. I'm getting punished for proactive player switching. I put Will in here. Okay, I could have put him even lower, right? I could have. But I didn't. Either way, I put him all the way here. And then I switch into Guendouzi and try to cover this. What happens? He doesn't care about passing it back safely. He wants to pass it to this guy right here in the minimap. And the game lifts the pass for him. He gets out of a situation.
If that was a specific mechanic to lift the pass, then that would be like, all right. But there's no specific mechanic for that. That is a random pass.
Here, he passes right through my Vieira. Again, he's
lunge mechanic.
He's not being held accountable for his poor decisions.
Lunge mechanic and your control, and he has the cursor on him. That's bullshit.
Putting him into a situation where you should be making better decisions. I'm here with Vieira blocking this, so you want to get out of this, you got to pass back. You got to do something else. He doesn't, passes straight through Vieira. Boom, not held accountable. Next clip. I finally tie the score, and the goal is abysmal.
It's a garbage goal, yeah.
But here's the worst part about this. 2 wrongs in FIFA unfortunately make a right. This goal is horrible. Should never be a goal. But in the context of the situation, unfortunately, you know, it's fair enough. I should not have lost this game. This guy didn't make any chances to score.
And he played to abuse the game mechanics. Understandable.
Scored that El Tornado. He kept playing off the RNG, and then I score this. You know, after all my attempts to break him down, I couldn't, but this worked. So it's an unfortunate balance, and no one's really happy after that, even if the score would have been deserved. So the second leg, we tied 1-1 in the first leg, and so now we go into the second leg. And off the get-go, it ends how it started, off El Tornado, which he doesn't score, granted. But look at this. Look at what happens here. He does the El Tornado, and the game auto-selects his Eusebio. So any input he does should register for Eusebio. But no, the AI steps in and does a bicycle kick for him. And, you know, it's not a goal, but it's kind of worrying. You know, again, the El Tornado's broken. It's kind of worrying, though, that his AI goes out of its way to do a bicycle kick and potentially give him a goal. I mean, that's kind of not good. Here, with my Vieira, you know, we get a cheesy goal, objectively. But
is it cheesy? Let me see.
Vieira, you know, we get a cheesy goal.
Against a strong defensive AI, that's not cheesy. That's a good goal.
Objectively. But past normal. At least we got into this situation.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
without too much damage. There's nothing wrong
against a strong defensive AI. This is a deserved goal. You hitting the post here, no, because it's a defensive AI is way too strong. Look at the players making these tackles right here.
Anything that happened up until here.
You
could even argue that this shot should have gone in first time without a post, without it having to bounce back, right? So there is that potential, but I do understand that this is a cheesy goal. Nonetheless, it beats the hell out of any El Tornado.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's never good when the moment that you start saying, well, at least you played into the box, that's when you know this game is in a bad state. Because if your saving grace is this type of goal, then we're in trouble, my friends, because you're dependent on a post rebound to score the best goal you can score, hypothetically, but not really. Don't worry, though. My luck was short-lived because you already guessed it, off kickoff. But it's more than a kickoff. This isn't even about kickoff. This is about El Tornados, because he El Tornados me with Ronaldo. This is
doesn't green it as well because he has good players. That's the pay-to-win aspect. Has good players as the El Tornado scores it.
Honestly comical, this finish right here. I mean, the El Tornado itself.
This video is perfect so far because this perfectly demonstrates why I haven't been streaming this game consistently, because people genuinely think that they are good doing these garbage mechanics.
Shouldn't be in the game, but
he's on him. He's literally on him, and it still goes through him.
Karate chops, karate kicks, Nedved in the chest to get through this animation. This animation is so unstoppable that you can't do anything about it. Boom, goal. 1-1, completely undeserved, and now we're tied again. Here, I've done well here. I got lucky a bit there. It was a bit weird situation, but I did well to get in this situation, in that position, getting through the tight spaces despite the horrible dribbling. And in this situation, should this be a goal? Should this not? I don't know. It's tough.
Your player does a shit touch. I don't know how your gameplay was, so I can't blame. I can't judge you for that one. But the finish in general should be easy against a strong defensive AI.
I don't think most people would get angry about this going in.
No.
But whatever. He saves it with his legs. I mean, he even got lucky that this didn't rebound to my Eusebio. He got really lucky. But in the end, we take the lead with this goal, which is horrific. It's absolutely... It's sad that this is not a bad goal considering the El Tornados that we're going to see and that we have seen. I shoot, he blocks it, rightly so, because he's right in front of me. And
it's okay if his defensive AI does that if the cursor is on his player.
I get the rebound. Nothing more to say about that. But of course, again...
This is a terrible game so far. His goal is warranted as a good goal because this guy is just abusing mechanics.
Not even kickoff, it's El Tornado kickoff. Notice how he positions himself. Like, he has thrown away anything.
I hate seeing this. Like, I genuinely think you are selling your soul doing this garbage. Why are you even playing if you are doing this? What is the actual point? What is the point? You've literally sold yourself video game concept wise, if you are doing this bullshit all the time. It's disgusting to look at.
I think that is football related, because in football, in this situation, you try to take your man on, you pass it back, or you go for the cross.
I genuinely believe, I swear to God, man, I don't know what the hell the point is of you playing this game if you do this shit. I don't know what. Oh, because it works, because I win. Why are you still playing the game if you have to sacrifice your general experience that much to do these garbage mechanics to get the win? What is the point after that? Don't you play a football game to play football? You know what I mean? Like, this is just disgusting to look at, man.
Positions himself that makes it.
He's gonna do it again.
The stadium just to get the angle. For
so garbage, man. And does he score it? Nah, like that's just like, come on, man. How can you have people play this game? Honestly, is it 3-1?
Pathetic to say the least. I should be 1-0 up in this game easily. And
I can't. I literally can't.
He had no other.
Watching this pisses me off. And I haven't even played in God knows how long.
Chances other than this. But it's not even about winning or losing. Even if I win this game, this is not right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could win this game 10-4. And I concede 4 Il Tornados, and it's just
what the fuck's the point? Like, what is the point at that point? What is the point of playing the game if you really feel like you gotta abuse these game mechanics? Jesus Christ, man!
Bit of a mess. But yeah,
I do. Hey, listen, I don't give a shit. Listen, the discussion of you do what you gotta do to win, that discussion is bullshit now. If you are the way that this guy is playing, whatever, he does a random cross, but the El Tornado crosses, the El Tornado finishes, this is fucking stupidity at the highest order, bro. Like, you are literally sacrificing your general experience for this. What is the point of playing if you're doing this? I would literally, bro, I played one game, guys. One game on one depth, one width, and I took it off instantly because I felt like a piece of shit doing it. I was like, what is the point of me playing if I'm not going to play the game myself?
There you go. Unreal finish. Unbelievable, but not in a good way.
2-2.
And again, he knew what was going on, and he keeps trying the same mechanic, even though I'm marking him with like 3 people. And
what's the point, man?
Anything.
A cross.
But he continues, as you see from this cross.
Jesus fuck, man.
RNG. This is RNG because it's literally a desperation cross with Messi's right foot in hopes of getting a lucky header, even though most of the area is covered. But, you know, Team of the Year Mbappe will do what he has to do. You know, it's just not that easy to score headers, and it should be. But playing,
I promise to try to be more calm when I make these videos, but like, I'm sorry, like, you literally are like, why are you playing this game if you are doing this? Like, I don't give a shit if it's competitive or not. Like, I get it if you're on a salary and you're getting paid to play it, sure. If you're doing it, fuck it. You got to do what you got to do. But like, this is like I don't know. This is just bullshit. This is just ugly to look at. Even if you qualify, right? You have to enjoy the game at least a little bit to qualify and be a professional player, right? I didn't see Kurt do this shit once. I didn't see fucking a lot of pro players do this once in their gameplay because it's fucking stupid. It's stupidity.
The RNG will help. This pass, you know,
lunge mechanic with Neymar. He's right there. Just give him the fucking ball. Cross. Don't score that, please, God.
He's so used to these mechanics that he's green timing headers off El Tornado. So you know he knows what he's doing. He's aiming for the situation. This is what I mean by the trajectory of the El Tornado being absolutely broken. Like, I can't do anything about this because the ball gets lifted. If you notice, David Luiz goes straight down and turns slightly. I didn't turn my analog slightly like that. Okay, no one does a movement like that. It just doesn't work. This is the game literally pushing away my David Luiz for his animation of the El Tornado to succeed. And we keep going, and unfortunately,
oh my God, and he scores again! He scores again!
He's now winning by 1 goal in aggregate because of this. Another one. Literally, this is comical. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. This is, you know, you might say...
And people used to judge me mad hard when I used to say that these goals weren't skilled. What do you mean these goals aren't skilled? They look sick. Bro, look at this garbage, man.
Weekend League. Well, this isn't Weekend League. These are qualifiers for professional tournaments. And now I'm 1-0 down. There's 8 minutes left. Right? I'm trying to get the ball back. I put him in a position where the right choice, you see, should be to pass back to the center back right here. You see him in the video.
You're right.
Because everything else is covered. And for this, I put him in a horrible situation for this pass, in theory, right? He's got his back. He's pressured. Look at the state of his leg when he's trying to attempt the pass.
And
Like,
you're slightly
it's
to the
so
right.
Twisted.
And you're
Like,
slightly to the
ball
right.
like that, it should like bounce up and go super slowly in a way that I get it back. But nope. The game assists it, lifts the ball back. He's not held accountable for his poor pass decision. Instead of being calm and composed and passing it to his center back, gets out of the sticky situation, and guess what? This leads to a goal. Another cross.
Oh my God. 4 goals, man. And people used to get upset at me when I yelled and said this game literally gave him 5 or 6 goals. It's comical, man. This is this type of shit that happens though, man.
I'm only conceding crosses.
This is disgusting.
tornado shots, or 4 El Tornado shots across. I lost count. Anyways, I score off kickoff. No, I don't score. Sorry. This is what I meant by goalkeeper.
Manual goalkeeping could go fuck off.
That shouldn't be in the game. I didn't mention it in this video, but so I finally break him down because he was too lazy to track the run. Yes, I know it's kickoff, but he was still too lazy. So my first intention here would be to shoot second post, but as soon as I see him move his keeper, I switch to a finesse. So not a power shot anymore, but the game doesn't register / I wasn't fast enough to change to first post, and this gets saved. Honestly, this just bails him out of a stupid situation. I should have I'm not saying I should score this, but the keeper shouldn't move, and I should have the opportunity to like.
You should. Your distance away from the keeper is good and everything. Against a strong defensive AI, absolutely.
Like, it's just so unbalanced. Goalkeeper movement just breaks the rhythm of the game completely. Anyways, we do end up getting a goal just for show. We do a drag back here into a driven shot.
Good goal.
I only took for the bands, to be honest, but it went in. Weird how that happens, but again, 10 times better than any shot he gets, and I end up losing that series by 1 goal, and I think it speaks for itself that was a bit laughable. So round 6, game 1. So after that loss that we just saw, I would have been 3-2 in Swiss style, and remember, at 4 losses I get knocked out. So here this glitch is still present when you do a ball roll
acceleration touch. Yes,
like boots it forward.
Yep.
I don't know why this still happens, but it's a glitch.
He's not holding out trigger. He just holds the right stick in the direction he wants the ball roll, uses the left stick afterwards. He does the acceleration touch. It's the same thing.
To the next.
There's that version, and there's the one when you're defending, when your player does a drag touch behind him, and the other person can get the ball easily.
Again, what I mean by poor touches. Just a normal pass to Nedved, and look how far.
Works perfectly fine if the gameplay is good.
Far forward he takes it. But even if we ignore that, look at this weird animation that happens now. What is that? That's what I mean when the game is glitchy. It's just glitchy. Weird glitchy things happen with no explanation. You know, this clearly has something to do with how easy it is to pressure the ball holder. That's just weird. Anyways, we fast forward to show this is when I scored. Nothing wrong. Nothing really to say here. Just for context
good goal.
Sake to show that I'm 1-0 up. And then boom here, 2-0
Another
up.
good goal.
Not a bad goal. Squeeze the pass through, 1-on-1 with Guendouzi. Surprised I finished it, to be fair. Here, again, it's too easy to put pressure on the ball holder. I'm with Eusebio. He tackles me once, he misses. There's no alert on the top right corner.
This animation happens more in bad gameplay than it does in good gameplay.
Or wherever, that it's a foul, even though he literally tackles me.
Especially with Eusebio.
And makes me lose balance without touching the ball. That's a foul. And what does that mean? Not only is it making left stick dribbling and wiggling and weaving outside of his reach impossible, but I had a run. My plan was to do a through ball lofted as soon as I weaved away from him.
And it should be a foul.
Because
right
he does
there.
This animation, I lose the window of opportunity to make this ball. I do it anyway, and look at how poor the trajectory is, right? And yes, I know I'm speaking really fast, but we're going rapid fire here because we have tons of examples to go through. So yeah. I mean, it's too easy to put pressure on the ball holder. A wasted opportunity there. Now, in the next example, a horrific pass. We're going to see a lot of horrific passes in this game because that's something that, it needs to be held. People need to be held accountable, and the game needs to be held accountable for assisted passing. Passing is literally the button. The ground pass button is what you press the most often. It's the button you press the most often, and at the same time, it's the button with the most assistance. It's the feature with less skill gap. The thing you do the most is the thing that's broken the most. So that's never a good sign. He's literally on the opposite direction. Granted, he may have pressed triangle, but it's a horrible position to be pressing triangle in or X in or whatever. And this pass is just It's not as bad as most might think, but should definitely not be this easy to get through. Nonetheless, we keep going. And again, El Tornado, does it work? No. Is it still a problem? Yes, because look at the havoc this creates. Militao has to intercept a ball mid-air, which causes Nedved to try and trap it, and he does his own weirdo animation. And it's a dangerous situation. This could have ended a lot worse. This could have ended up to him.
That's the same defensive lunge mechanic that Kurt's player did.
For no reason, because Nedved's animation is all triggered by himself. I do nothing here. I am not in control at all. Luckily, the ball ends up back in Militao's feet. Now here, this goal might seem normal, but honestly, it is a trash goal. And I'm 2-0 up here, right? So deficit cut in half for no reason other than the fact that he did a first-time driven shot despite being blocked. And it is blocked because it went through my leg.
You are blocking, yeah. I give him credit. If he did like a fake shot upwards in this direction over here from the first time touch, then yes. But if you are blocking with your cursor on the player there, it shouldn't do a lunge mechanic. He does do the lunge mechanic there. He is right.
Goes through my leg.
At first, I was like, it's a good goal. At second glance, his cursor's on the player. He shouldn't do a lunge mechanic like that.
Like, how do I not... Like, he just wasn't quick enough to get the right space, right? It just comes down to that, but it still goes through me.
Yeah, he's right.
And God forbid my check saves anything. Now, look at the state of this pass. If you always can tell when you freeze frame the moment the pass is made. Look at this. He's passing to this orange, and not is Vieira's here, but he's obviously not.
There's a guy here. There's a guy here. He's not going to get that. The angle is not good enough. But from the radar, that makes no sense that Ronaldo gets this.
Not close enough to get the ball. But look at Guendouzi. Guendouzi it's clear as day. Excuse my dog in the background. He's having a sip. He's clear as day he's ahead of Ronaldo, but look how inactive he is. Look how the ball magnetizes away from him and towards Ronaldo. That's embarrassing. This should be an opportunity for me to counter it.
From the radar at that point, he is right. His player is not in a good enough position to get that.
That's all there is to it. Right here, again, this shows how trajectories of passes are completely random. This pass is so bad that I have no idea what he's doing. Are you passing to this guy? I don't know. This guy? I don't know. This guy? I don't know. Because the ball goes straight down. He sure as hell did not aim there, right? Nowhere near there. But
True.
The game was like, okay, you aimed somewhere, I'm guessing here. This is the trajectory that will work for you. Here you go, buddy. And he does this, and because of this trajectory, which is super random, his Ronaldo is also magnetized to it, so he now has all this space in the middle, and the middle is the most overpowered area of the pitch, especially when you get by the CDMs and the center midfielders. For no apparent reason other than the fact that the game gave him this position. And so we continue with the play, and he manages to get outside of my box. I know he's going to do a run, so I'm tracking that, and I noticed that Militao is pretty much in line with De Bruyne, so I'm like, okay, I like these odds. Cover the run, and he finesses across goal. You know, it's not a tragic goal. It's not the end of the world, but at the same time, overall, it's like a harsh situation. It's now 2-2. You know, he scored an abomination of a goal before this, and
that one's not that bad. It's not that bad because he's tracking the run. He takes a shot, doesn't have the cursor on the other guy. But that cursor concept is when I say the cursor thing, it's more in regards to if the game was made proper, but the game isn't. So the way that it's made, probably should have blocked that. But
you know, it's harsh. Overall, it's harsh, and this takes the cake though. This really takes the cake though, because look at the moment this pass is made from Mahrez to Ronaldo, right? It's 2-2 now.
Doesn't make sense either. He's right.
This pass, that's their trajectory, right? So it's clear as day that
from
Vieira
first
is running
glance
in the correct place to intercept this.
Yes.
But that's not how it works. The game knows I'm running this way, so it autocorrects the pass this way. He gets through, cuts my CDMs, undeservedly so, gets the ball with Ronaldo, wins the 50-50 right before with Ronaldo. He does the La Croqueta, which is the... You know, you shouldn't be able to slither like a snake continuously. There should be definitely a limit to one La Croqueta at a time. You can't do like 3 in a row.
Yes.
And even more than that, it's just broken in the sense that even if you only have one, it literally teleports you. It literally like pushes away the defender. It's so broken. And he uses that. But at the end of the day, I'm thinking, you're nowhere near in a good position to score.
Shouldn't score that.
Behold, I had a surprise. Through Sandro's legs, hits check and goes above and into the net.
Doesn't
like,
deserve
the
that.
game didn't even have the decency to make this go through Czech's legs. No, even worse, Czech saves it, and I've never seen that trajectory like that in FIFA, right?
Yeah, the angle's not good enough. I'm a very like huge person on like the 90-degree angle like this. He was like this.
Screenshot.
If he's playing against a team of the year Ronaldo and his Ronaldo takes that shot and he's good at it and he's paying for that, in the video game concept, it's understandable. But what happened after that shot was taken from a green shot is a lot of randomness for sure. But if he pays for a team of the year Ronaldo to do that, then so be it. Because you know these players should be the regular players to score this. If you're doing this, that's where like the higher tier players probably score those.
I want to show you one.
The only reason why it's bad that he scored that was because his angle against a defender that has the cursor on his head, he just shouldn't be scoring for sure. I agree with that for sure.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players in his box.
Yes.
Now, does that mean he's on drop back? I don't think so. No, because personally, this is hard to break down. This is a nightmare. Look at the state of that. There's like a line here. Okay, but either way, I play on 7 bars of depth, which means it's a really high line. It's only 3 bars from maximum of 10, and I'm balanced. So my line should be pretty high up. But because the defensive AI in this game is super weird and you don't have an offside trap option, you don't have an option to keep your high line, they just get pushed back. Even I, on 7 bars depth, occasionally have my whole team in the box.
The offside trap option is when you spam the D-pad downwards.
So I don't even know if he's on drop back, because it could just be the AI. But he could also be on drop back. Either way, this is just hard to play against, man. And then here, you see my pass to Guendouzi through his legs. Just I get bailed out this time. You know, I'm trying to show you that even when I do these passes, I'm not happy with myself. I'm very upset with myself. You know, I take passing pretty seriously.
It's funny because when I stream, I do the exact same thing. I'll make this pass, and I'll be like, that shouldn't have gone through. That shouldn't have gone through. Oh, look, I scored off bullshit. Nice.
I'm not happy with this decision. I should have passed it up. Should be intercepted, but it doesn't get intercepted. And obviously this leads to a chance, but the point here in this chance is that he's behind me. And again, it's too easy to get the ball holder off the ball. I do a scoop turn. I'm trying to play around the tight spaces in the box and score a decent goal. I do scoop turn, and you know, he puts me off balance. If he falls, maybe it's a penalty, maybe it's soft, but like I can't shield away. I can't do anything. Like it's just not balanced. It's not balanced, and the defenders are not held accountable for their poor challenges. Now here, love it. You know, Lozano bodying David Luiz, even though I was clearly in a good enough position to body him, but it is what it is. And so we go to the second leg, right? 3-2 down.
We're just going to end it there, guys, because it is like a 37-minute video so far. If you guys want to see me or you guys want to see me go further into this video, because I do have the timestamp right here, 27:43, I'll be sure to check out more of the clips. I agree with most of the stuff, with pretty much everything, even in a way the Kevin De Bruyne situation as well, and the finishing situation with Ronaldo right there. I pretty much agree with most of the things he says, so I think this podcast will definitely be interesting when I have the conversation with him, because I want to see what he has to say. But he definitely is right in everything he said. The way that he was defending the passes that he made, that the person should intercept, the pass that he made, that the pass that the other person made, that he should have intercepted, blah blah blah. The El Tornado shots, like that game that he lost 4-2 or whatever, garbage, right? So on and so forth. So I like this video a lot. If you guys want me to review it more or more in depth, I can do that for another 2-part series. This will be the first part. Be sure to let me know in the comment section down below if you guys want me to see more of these opportunities. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.